Let's call this meeting of the Ad Hoc Coherent Governance Policy Manual Committee to order. If we could stand for the pledge, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
See, I don't see it when I'm on the phone. I don't know what everyone's saying.
Okay, approval of the agenda.
I move we approve the agenda.
Second?
Discussion. In favor? 4-0. There's no public for comments, so we get right to work.
Kathy, I hit Robin twice. You know, when I put ROB in, you both come up, and I hit hers twice.
Yeah, that's how I sent you that.
Then read it.
Okay, I want to make sure we have, go through what we got.
Okay.
Our table of contents.
So the table of contents is what I'm using as our crosswalk, because this way it was going through all of the policies, and that way it was helping me see what we missed, what we didn't miss. So that's why I use the table of content.
All right, that's our
Yes.
crosswalk. Excellent. Excellent.
So the PEs aren't on here because I didn't get to the PEs
That's
when
okay.
we did with the OEs. And I was going back through, trying to go back through the policies to make sure that we covered. So what we
Okay.
have is what I've gotten through.
And the to-do for us is to go through these red ones and,
The to-do is to go through the red ones. I have some additional questions. What's printed out here is all of the changes other than that I've made on here. Making sure that we've placed them in the right, that I've placed them in the right place, in the right sequence, because some of it just says add to G, so we might need to rework some things. And then I can finish them, I can finish going through all of them and then email them to you all the rest of the week, and then for you all to go through the crosswalks and make sure I didn't leave anything out from here on.
okay. All right, so I think what we had planned on doing today was going through the new manual one by one and trying to make sure it was coherent. Thank you. So, do we want to do the introduction first? Or not? Or do you want to put that off? I've printed it out,
Okay, here, I'll have it.
but I did not make copies.
We'll do them.
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
Okay, so maybe when Robin's doing that, I can give you just the way that I came to groups with it and see if you guys understand or agree with the basic premise. When we had discussed it in small group, our small group, which also included John and Mel, we took a look at what was, this is called the Envisioning Education Excellence for Beaufort County Learners. And it's the district's mission and vision and core beliefs. And we had stated that we thought that these core beliefs this should be our GC1, okay? So then David, also pointed this out, this introduction, which has been in the beginning of our board policies. And so I started reading through this, and after a little bit of discussion at a couple meetings ago, the validity of keeping in some, glossary type or some information. So what I did was I sent you guys what, maybe a first stab, well, it's actually my second or third stab of what I think the introduction could or should look like. And then GC1 is called board purpose. And after I read it closer and saw that these were some basic beliefs for decision making, not necessarily the core beliefs of the district, I looked at some of what Horry County had in, And I came up with a lot fewer and, you know, just thought the things that I thought might be really important to our decision-making process. It doesn't mean that the core beliefs can't be the same if that's what everybody else agrees to, you know, all of these are our decision-making core beliefs, and that would just be a discussion that, you know, I think we should have. Otherwise, I thought that the opening for their GC1 was good. And so then I tried to fashion so that the introduction flowed right into GC1.
I like that way where it has the introduction and then GC1 more has the operational type components in there.
Yeah.
The intro, kind of the feel-good section,
Yeah,
and then.
that this is what you're looking at, all
Yeah.
the pages that follow and the sections.
Explanation.
They're kind of like, this is how to frame it, you know, so that when you start reading it, you'll see, oh, that's what these different sections are and so on.
And that's where I think all the definitions are, when we say that, this is, it means this, when we say that, it means this.
Yeah,
And all that's good intro stuff.
right. And so when you go through that and when you compare it to the original, you might say, okay, there's some stuff that's left out and that you'd rather, you know, when I see the whole thing about quorum, I thought that was a real good handbook kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, instead of, because it's not necessarily a huge word in every single one of our policies,
Right.
you know?
And if we had time, we would go through those definitions and see if they're applicable to the new document, and also if there's words in the new document that need to be defined. If we had time to do that, I'm not sure we will.
So when you get this copy, what you're gonna see on the back too are, I just cut and pasted what Horry County's GC1 core beliefs are. And then down below, we're,
I have two,
so-
one, the first pages.
on the back.
I gave you your original.
Oh, I'm holding the grade down.
Okay, so that's kind of the intro as to the thought process behind it.
I think it looks good.
Well, as you can see, the quote is right from our book. The third paragraph that starts with coherent governance policies, that's pretty much right from from here. Just change the wording a little bit. It's the same as F on the original section of introduction.
I'm not sure about the very last bullet, that family is the primary influence on the quality of human development.
Are these are pulled from this?
Well, some of them, the old, see, we've updated this.
Right.
So when you,
I don't
this
have
is,
my old one.
you don't have the
So
original.
this was,
I can give
this
you
is
the-
actually, I
I
went
have
on,
a copy of it? Yeah, because I was looking, I'm like, some of these I don't see.
Yeah, faith in God as the creator,
When you go
sustainer
on-
of the universe.
those are the original Horry County ones.
The original one, okay.
Yeah, and then these are just some suggestions as to how we might want to maybe,
Hey, Earl.
they're right there though, I mean, these are,
So these at the bottom, you suggest we take out or
No,
put in,
those are the ones I would recommend.
out of these?
Yeah.
yes.
Or,
Got it.
also, oh, no, they're not all right out of there, Rachel, some of them
Okay. Or other ones?
You,
No,
you
some I
combine
made,
some.
I mean, some I
Okay.
said, you
Yeah.
know,
Like she,
Okay.
one was like number 1 and 2, all people
Right.
have intrinsic worth, all persons are entitled to respect, so she put
Did she
that in
type,
one.
yeah, put it together.
Yeah.
yeah.
Can we add anything to,
Oh, this whole thing can be chopped up.
okay,
Yeah.
I'm building on what David commented on the bottom about
Uh-huh.
family as the primary influence. I think that, one of the big things in education right now, obviously, is the difficulty of the family unit being integrated in with the school system and making sure it's a community effort, it takes a
Right.
village to raise a child. So I think, going to that whole child, component and also the community and the village being part of it. I just like to have something in there that talks about tying in the community and everyone being invested in
Yeah.
each child. Does that make sense?
How about this one?
I much prefer that.
Investment, involvement, and connection of all members of the school community are essential to a student's success.
Where's that one? That's
It's-
on our
It's
GC.
on our GC1, it's not, the fifth from the bottom, or the fourth from the bottom.
I like that one.
Is that?
Yeah, I like that one,
That's
Yeah.
good.
cause I agree with all of these, I just wanna make sure that that kinda is a
Well,
wraparound.
and like I said, you know, we could decide that what the core beliefs, the district core beliefs, are also the exact same core beliefs we have for decision-making. I just thought that some of the decision-making beliefs could be more global instead of the district core beliefs, you know, students, learning and so on, but we make decisions based on other metrics. I mean, on the global, what's, like,
Yeah, I just, based on how we make decisions, I always chafe a little when we try to throw it back on the family and say,
yeah.
It's not
We
every,
can't- we
not
can't
every
educate
child
them.
has,
Right.
And,
it's not about,
and they have tough
it's not the
families, and no matter what, we've got them for a good part of the day, so.
Right, but I, you know
We
what,
could
so
do it.
the way that Rachel said it more that, but we can't,
We can't, I don't
we
want
have
to
to
discount it, I
realize,
just.
no, that, cause that is you have, every time you have to take that into account.
I think playing on that, the family is a part of all of it, I mean, we are all
Yeah, so-
interconnected,
And if that part's
and
missing,
no
then
one
okay,
is, yeah.
We gotta,
then we make up for it.
so, so do you think that, like, Kathy said, the fourth one from the bottom would just replace that one?
I like that one.
Okay, so we wanna keep, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the seventh one down from the top. We wanna keep, right? That's one
Yes.
from the bottom, okay.
And that'll replace the family as primary influence.
I mean, if you wanted to have the word family in there, after all members of the school community, you could put parentheses, family.
Or you could
or-
say, yeah,
I mean, you could just list a couple, family, I don't know, what else would you put there?
Community,
Family,
Church.
church,
Mhm.
if
Plus
you wanted to.
primaries.
We could make a separate bullet, well, no, I mean, this is how we make, never mind,
Yeah.
never mind.
Yeah, I think it's covered with all members of the community.
Yeah.
Because that includes peers and everybody.
Yeah.
So, I like that one. So,
it's not to discount the family component of it, it's
Oh,
just
no.
that it's not
Right.
applicable to all, so.
and there's all
and-
different kinds of families.
The third one from the top, high expectations of the school community positively impact student success. You know, I kind of thought being more global about it, because we want high expectations of teachers, high expectations of staff, so that's why I changed, high expectations will result in optimal outcomes. You know, instead of just having to do with students alone, that's all inclusive, okay?
Mhm.
Number one, of my recommendation, like Kathy's right, it's a combination of Horry counties 1 and 2, and I thought that's just a basic premise. That I don't know if you guys agree with number 3.
I do.
I do too.
Yeah.
I think that's a
I
modern
think there's
apple
anything
pie
wrong
one,
with it.
but
Yeah.
although I might shorten it to just diversity, but I know what the target is there.
Yeah, because when you're, and again,
Diversity in thought.
I can be so literal
When we make
sometimes,
decisions.
decision-making, diversity in thought.
And
when-
we welcome
Yeah,
contrarian views.
right, because we mentioned diversity in the other GCs and the OEs and the, you
Yeah.
know, so this is
You're right.
just,
Yeah.
I'm with you.
You know, the early childhood
I was
learning,
just.
we have learning as a lifelong process, absolutely essential to continuous growth. Right, notice that?
Yeah, some people, well, some don't necessarily subscribe to the whole thought process of early childhood education is important.
Yeah.
So they might think that learning starts at kindergarten or nursery,
Yeah.
you know? So I like that it's explicitly there, in the, GC one that we have right now,
Well,
but maybe we can combine them somehow.
yeah.
Since early childhood is one of the board's initiatives, so wouldn't
Right.
it go along
It
with
would
what?
make sense to somehow have it in there.
Mhm.
What if we,
You could say early childhood learning experience form the foundation of future school success, and learning is a lifelong process, or something. I don't
well,
know.
again, my only concern here was that we're getting now, why don't we say this about graduation? Why don't
Right.
we say this
Yeah,
about
we're getting too
IB
specific.
program?
These are global.
So I was trying to, so we could always say learning is a lifelong process that begins at birth. We could
Yeah.
say something as basic, like within, you know, or just learning is a lifelong process. Knowing then that it's one of our core beliefs that no matter what stage you're in your life, of your academic, you know, if you're a teacher, learning continues. If you're a
Right.
superintendent, learning continues.
yeah, so
So-
if you added that at birth or
Or even just make it short, learning is a
It's
lifelong process.
Period.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like that. I think the one about assessments, those are already covered in our instructional components, aren't they, when we talk about instruction and measurement?
Yeah, again, I thought that was awfully specific,
Yeah.
and that is, you're right, that's something that is a tool, that,
Yeah, and the analysis of data is a tool.
right. But, again, we could get down to every nitty gritty of what is gonna be in every different decision we're gonna make. So what are we using for this decision, or we can be a lot more global and just,
see, I took that frequent informal assessment one in connection to the one that's right below it with regard to the assessments and the collection of the data is what's going to guide us to make informed decisions for improvement. So I think those do go to decision-making beliefs. Maybe they can be combined. To say something much shorter. But
What about just saying analysis of data is critical to making
Informed decision.
informed learning decisions or informed,
Sure, yeah.
I was gonna say informed, some word to capture the entire district decisions, that have to, it could be anything that has to do with what technology we're gonna continue to use, what, you
Right.
know, academic programs are most successful, so it could be
to make operational decisions.
operational decisions, yeah.
How's that?
Well, it's not, well,
I
we
mean,
look at operational and then people think we're only talking about things
oh,
that fall
because we
under
have our
operations.
OEs, but analysis of
District
data
wide decisions, right?
is critical.
Any decision,
Yeah.
best decisions.
Analysis of data is critical to decision-making process throughout the district or something. It's gonna say, the board is guiding its decision-making by the following beliefs. Analysis of data is critical to every board decision, to every district decision, to every,
Every decision.
yeah.
Data is a critical component to decision
I
making.
actually
There you
kind of
go.
like the wording that's there, the collection analysis and use of the data.
It's critical to
Okay,
make
why don't we just take that
Just
one?
use it.
Just use
Okay.
that one.
use
All
that.
right, yeah, and then that implies we're doing the one above it, the informed
Yeah, it
process.
does.
Yeah,
Agreed.
okay. So what do you think about the last one? Don't we have that in here someplace?
Well, remember, all of these are stated in our district core beliefs.
Yeah.
They're not leaving,
Yeah.
these are staying, these are
Right,
part
right.
of, you know,
Yeah.
so they are
Yeah.
stated there. So is that, you know, is that one of our guiding beliefs?
Decision.
Yeah,
You know, if we might wanna do something more along the lines of, students should, or the profile of a South Carolina graduate, you know, that is the big thing, and that's what they're saying, are you career and college ready,
Right.
or, you know, and if you're,
board is guided in its decision-making by the following beliefs. All students, if we wanted to add that, must graduate career college ready, or,
I like this language,
which language?
the one that's already in there.
Students should be prepared.
Because it says they should be prepared to compete and contribute. It doesn't necessarily put them on
That's our core belief, right?
It is core belief.
any
Mhm.
box.
Yep. Because I'll be happy if they don't graduate, if they still compete.
Yeah, that's,
You know?
You can be a contributing member of society, be an entrepreneur, the next,
Yeah,
these are
exactly.
you know.
I'm not
yeah.
enamored that much with graduations.
so are we keeping the whole thing in, changing global and multilingual society? Are we truncating it and just saying, should be prepared to compete and contribute?
I think it's fine the way it is.
Okay.
Certainly.
All right, so Kathy, do you have it written down?
Somebody starts
Exactly,
against-
what are we adding in?
So, this is what, I have that we're keeping, all people have intrinsic worth, high expectations, diversity in thought, integrity is the foundation of trust, district needs over individual needs, learning is a lifelong process, period. Then we go to investment, involvement, the fourth one from the bottom, and connection of all members of the school community are essential to a student's success. We're gonna add that one. Then we're adding, the second one from the bottom, the collection, analysis, and use of data, and we're adding the bottom one. So that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Did I, wait,
I'm good with that.
Can
1,
we-
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, okay.
Okay? All right.
That's what I got.
Nice, thank you.
Well, what about the top part now?
I thought that was good.
The introduction?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think it needs more? Or,
No, I think I think if we added more, we'd kind of do away with the premise of what it's for. It's the introduction, it's to, set it straight, right? This is what this is about.
Yeah, get everybody in the right frame
And
of
there might be
mind.
some people that
For reading.
have other ideas that want to add things to it, so.
okay, but
Keep
what
it
about,
short and sweet.
Oh,
okay, so, I took, you can tell what I took from the book, but, you guys agree with the second section, outcome expectations are delineated in policy? Okay. And then the last paragraph I wrote, so I just wanna make sure that it says what,
oh, we're looking at up atop, the board.
the
This one.
yeah.
Okay. board
The-
purpose.
This or
On this one,
on this.
Oh,
what you
yes,
wrote?
the introduction.
The
Yeah.
Beaver County School District 5-year
Oh, I'm
strategic
sorry, I
plan
thought that's what
for-
we were talking, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
no,
No,
but
you're
I
fine. I
didn't
just
see
wanna
what
make
you were
sure.
talking about.
Okay.
Ask your question again, Tricia.
Well, I wanna make sure-
last paragraph.
You do like, okay, is it
Because-
accurate, is it correct?
It deals with the question that we batted around about how does this all fit.
Right,
Yes, I do
Okay.
like that.
all right, and then in the second paragraph, is it accurate to say outcome expectations are delineated in policy? Does that make sense? I mean, we know what it is because we've been in here and is that accurate?
Yeah.
Okay,
I think
okay.
outcome expectations are in all of those
Mhm.
areas, right?
Yeah,
Right. The only thing is if you want to put in paren results for outcome expectations, but then you miss the weeds, okay.
yeah, I think,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay, thanks, Tricia.
yeah.
All right, so
Okay, so we just did
we've already zipped
GC1,
through GC1,
okay?
GC2. The reds are what we brought over from.
Yes.
From our policies, okay.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Question. On that, and you, I think maybe you know where I'm going, David. That M that was added under GC2, 3M, that red language. It says the board may utilize Robert's Rules of Order. Should say shall, because it says unless a procedure, process, or rule is otherwise explicitly provided, shouldn't it say shall, because
I would like it to say shall. That wording came as a compromise with the old board majority. So I was trying to get it in there.
it needs to be very clear that unless there's a rule,
Oh, yeah, shall is
contrary
much
to
better.
otherwise,
Okay.
we shall use.
Much better.
Thank you.
So let's see.
It's on bottom of page 4.
Sorry, I didn't catch that before.
Nor did I, and that was.
Normally my sticking point is the mays and the shallows.
They make a difference. I mean, it's a whole
Shallows and the
different
wheels.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's our job right now? What are we?
We're just
I think we're just doing a review, right?
going through and making sure that.
That what's in
It
here
says
is what
what?
we want.
Okay,
Correct?
so,
Okay.
It's like a final pass, right?
so
It would be
reading
great
it
if it
loud.
was a final pass, yeah.
Okay.
So all the red is what we added in, and
Yeah.
if we're adding it to the right place of where we think it should go.
Right.
So this should be,
Okay, what about F? Can we just put monopolize the discussion, not play to the audience? I mean, how are we gonna control that?
Can't control it.
I know, we can't.
so do you want that in?
You know,
I don't know, what that's-
practicing respectful body language, I don't really want you to practice, I want
I
you
want
to
you
do
to
it.
do it, yeah.
But all these things are just
Okay,
guidelines.
yeah,
So-
they are.
And is this a
Nice.
shall also?
So,
I think the whole play to the audience is very, putting something in quotes in a policy, I think is so childish, in my opinion. So I would much rather it say not monopolize the discussion.
Yeah, that's,
Let's
when
do
I
it.
saw that, I thought, I can just see somebody saying, oh,
It's just, it does seem so childish to be in a policy manual, personally.
so not monopolize this, so we take the play to the audience out?
yeah.
Another suggestion on H. Communicate openly and actively in discussion and dialogue, period. The whole to avoid surprises is just unnecessary.
And guys, I have to ask, is dialogue not G-U-E?
E?
Doesn't this, don't they
think
spell
so,
it?
yeah.
L-O-G-U-E?
Well,
I don't know, I rely too much on autocorrects.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's
D-I,
D-I-A-L-O-G-U-E.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I only see it written.
I'm not positive, yeah, so Kat, are you checking?
I am.
Whichever's
Let's
most
go ahead and
appropriate.
read. I don't think it has a GUI on it, but
Huh. And it might be two separate, and
It might be something that's fine either way.
Either way.
I don't have any, I can't get anything in here.
okay, I'll look it up real fast, see if I can get it.
Yeah.
now, number 4, are we done with that one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Number 4, board will hold periodical work sessions.
should,
We gotta make that more English.
periodic.
periodic
Periodic work
periodic.
session.
Take this
Se-
work
make it-
sessions
make
with
it
the S.
Plural.
Right above that, actually, I think we need some clarity, where it says the board will normally hold its regular meeting on the first and third Tuesday of each calendar month. The board will annually approve a calendar. I think we should say
An
a board,
annual?
a board calendar.
Okay.
It almost could be interpreted as we're
Yeah.
talking about an academic calendar.
And what if we add an annual?
An
The
annual.
board will annually approve a.
Oh, it says annually in there, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because each year we approve
We
the board's
approve, yeah,
calendar.
I
I think
didn't-
that's what it's
I
getting
didn't see
there.
it, yeah.
Now, you asked for it to be bold, is that what, that particular, or did you want the whole sentence? Because I had in my notes to bold the
What was
calendar,
the-
so did that need to stand out for any particular reason?
Not that I can see.
Okay, so I can undo it.
What about the one above there? Board members' attendance at all meetings and work sessions will be monitored monthly? Monitored.
What you do?
Sharon does it.
I know, but monitored is
Recorded?
recorded or, I don't know. Whatever, no one else. To me, it just sounds like we're getting a grade.
Bad.
If any, well, that's not the intention. We'll
We're
just put it
under
on the record that
surveillance.
that's not the
Okay.
intention.
We're under surveillance. Okay.
In North America, dialogue is usually spelled with a UE at the end. However, since the 1980s, it is acceptable to, because of so much computer use, it's been shortened to just LOG.
Oh, interesting.
But the
Okay,
Oxford,
Boomer.
but the Oxford
That
English
was it.
Dictionary says the preferred spelling is with a U and an E.
Okay,
so-
well, let's be preferred.
I would much rather align with Oxford.
So, with the UE at the end?
Yes.
Okay.
taking annually out?
Taking what out?
Annually.
Mhm.
No, we're just
the
adding
board
in board to clarify it, it's the
will
board
approve
calendar.
a board calendar. This last sentence in number 6, is that true? All administrative matters delegated to the superintendent that are required to be approved by the board will be acted upon the board via the consent agenda? That would be like ARs and stuff, or what would that be? I wouldn't have that there. Do you think it should be there? I mean, I think the first sentence of what consent agenda is used for is enough, but,
I think so, Jim.
because that kind of says
So,
it's gonna, everything's gonna, it's all gonna be
Okay.
placed there.
Yep.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, I like to take the second sentence out.
okay.
Yeah.
I
Get
just
rid of the
noticed
second sentence.
I just noticed a formatting thing, sorry.
Yeah,
What?
formatting is off all the way through.
No, I was, because we, in the red stuff that's been added, we capitalize board,
Yes,
and throughout theirs, they don't capitalize
and that was
board.
gonna be one of my questions. It's the same thing with the superintendent. We capitalize superintendent, they don't. So,
I think we should
I
keep
think
it
we
the way we
should
do it.
capitalize it, because it's
the
a.
board and the superintendent.
Because we're
That's
referring
right.
to a specific body, specific.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's an English rule for that.
Yeah, they're obviously,
But we can do it because
what is Oxford?
we're
do?
showing respect.
That was something that I thought, okay, do I dare bring that up, and I don't want to.
That was gonna be mine after we went through all this, because I have lots of
Good.
formatting, I have lots of
Yeah.
formatting questions as we go through.
Good deal.
There's more to number 6.
Yes, there
Yes.
is, it's on
The
page,
next page.
6.
On page 6, there's more to number 6.
Do we want to say
That's a-
adoption or approval?
Let's say approval.
Let's
That's
say
the words
approval,
we
that's
use.
what
That's
we
what we
use,
use.
yeah.
That's the word we use. You with us, Rob?
Uh-huh. Approval.
And that, isn't that a Robert's rules anyway?
I think so.
It is, yeah.
And the second one is Robert's also.
So I have a question. So we are now using Robert's rule
For small boards.
for small boards as, it's not an option, it is,
Not an
that's
option,
what,
yeah.
okay.
It's
So
not-
that's what.
We're not gonna consult it, we're
That's
gonna
why
actually
we
use
put
it.
the shall over here, okay.
Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Took me 4 years to get that.
Yes, it is.
You just had to get a stubborn person like me that's a stickler for that.
That
tab.
pointed it out, yeah. It's 4 years to get that in. Okay, so we're at number 7?
Yeah. There's a lot of things going on in that.
Yeah, I don't like that one.
I don't like that one either.
First full cycle of monitoring. So what's that saying? I mean, seriously, what is it saying, that after you've gone through a year of monitoring every policy, that you don't bring it up again unless it's
Unless
non-compliant?
somebody raises a question.
I don't like that.
I don't either.
I think,
I want to hear a full report on
yeah,
everything, whether
Well-
it's good or bad, so especially if it's exceptional.
it should reflect what's in our annual work plan.
Yeah, I would just strike 7.
I wanna just strike
I like
it,
that.
take it completely
We
out.
don't like it.
Yeah. I think if we have to ask, like, what is it really?
Yeah, there are too many things in there.
There is a lot in there for that to be.
Mhm.
Yeah.
On 8, should the word results be in
Italics.
italics and bold, capitalized?
Capitalize it.
Yeah, because it is.
Yes, ma'am.
Mhm.
And same with, I guess, the,
So all the when it refers to the results, then that's what I would do with all of them.
Yes.
Stretch it.
said, did we say we're gonna talk at the full board about number 9?
Yeah, because I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't say explicitly it takes 2 readings, but
Right.
that's the way it works.
That's the way it previously was.
Mhm.
But-
Yeah,
but
but
this was-
this is like,
this
you
was the
discussed
same,
it
we'll
at one,
change it.
and then you.
So do you want me to
Another-
highlight this in
it's
yellow
like 2
for
readings.
the board discussion, put this one in yellow?
Yes, ma'am.
I think that one needs
Yeah.
full.
It's kind of a roundabout way to say it takes 2 readings. We could probably be a little more straightforward.
Because that's also where we would discuss motions that, right?
Mm.
So are we leaving it?
She's
Yeah,
gonna
she's
highlight
gonna
it.
highlight
Highlight
yellow.
it.
Okay.
I think we can be a little more straightforward. But we'll let everybody talk it out.
So number 10 just talks about suspending policy, correct?
Mhm.
What would constitute an emergency situation?
I don't know.
I guess we just have to trust that they feel it's that severe.
No matter what word we put in there, it's gonna be
It's
interpreted.
gonna be an emergency for somebody.
Right.
I don't know.
I'm not sure how it would be an emergency if you have to have prior notification, but
Yeah, and the other thing that I wonder is it says temporarily suspend. Okay, how long is that temporary for? When does it come back into play? Does it require a vote to come? Well, it does say the board may also suspend.
Doesn't number
Policy.
9 take care of that in a sense? I mean, what policy, what would come up that somebody needed to suspend a policy?
right, this is just the suspended,
I know.
usually for that meeting.
Can you give me an example?
I don't know, but it's in Roberts the same way.
Oh.
You can suspend a rule, you can suspend a Roberts rule, but only for that meeting.
Well, this is talking about policy.
But this is
Policy, yeah.
policy, I know,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah,
very,
so-
it's very similar. Well, we used to have 3 readings and we would suspend that, so we're only gonna do 2. Trying to think of.
I mean, I have no,
examples.
I'm not a psychic, so there may be something in here that comes forward that's an emergency in some circumstance down the road, we never know.
Right.
But I just wanna make sure that we're careful on, okay, someone claims an emergency, the board buys into it, they vote to suspend a policy, okay, when does that policy come back? When do we vet it for reintroduction?
So that was our policy 2.3, number 4, that, in our policy, we just moved it over, so
Mhm.
in this policy committee, that's,
That's what we had, huh?
that's.
Listen, I wasn't at all of them, that's
So,
probably what I missed.
I've always
so I'm not sure
appreciated
you're
boomerangs.
gonna.
They're fascinating.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
I
that-
agree with you. When you suspend it, you really should, we should say, well, it says temporarily. but we should-
Temporarily.
I guess that's something. to
Temporarily,
interpret.
comma,
For a specific period of time?
It should be
Well,
until
or
the
I-
next meeting.
until the next meeting is what I would think, it would be,
Suspend
and
until
it
the
would be
next-
on the agenda
yeah,
automatically
right,
for the next
right.
meeting for revisiting.
Right.
Because then that ensures that a resolution
Right.
is,
It just doesn't hang out there.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So
So,
what did you?
may temporarily suspend the operation of any section or sections of board policy which are not established by law or contract.
Until
parentheses.
until the next meeting, or?
for that last sentence,
Just
a
for the-
policy.
For that meeting, I would say,
Uh-huh,
for that meeting. I think we used to also use it when we wanted to change the agenda, because the agenda unfortunately was in our policies. I don't think we have that anymore. But it used to be laid out so that if
Yeah,
you,
it is.
we'd have to suspend the policy in order to move something on the agenda.
Oh,
So some of this is, from bad practices of old.
well, I think as long as we add in there about, the suspended policy will be revisited at the next board meeting.
I don't even think it needs to be revisited, I think it only lasts that meeting.
Oh, got it. Oh,
Suspend
okay.
operation fees.
Okay, you don't think that needs to be stated though?
Yeah, I think it needs to be
Okay.
stated.
Yeah,
But I wouldn't go through the trouble of reinstating
revisiting
it.
it.
It's like temporarily suspended, it
so
won't
then if
last
they
for
wanna
that meeting.
suspend it again, they have to
You're right.
Do it again,
bring
right?
it up again.
So let's
Have
take the
another
word
emergency.
temporarily out and just say may suspend for the period, for the length of that meeting,
Right,
the operation of any section.
May suspend
With something
That's
like
fine.
that?
Yeah,
that's fine.
for that meeting only,
yeah.
Or,
at the end of the sentence.
okay, wait a minute.
In emergency
Next.
situations, a majority of the board members present at a regular or special meeting may suspend for the length of that meeting only, the operation of any.
That's fine.
Is that okay? Sounds a little awkward. You guys got a better?
I was saying add for that meeting only, like at the end of the sentence, so either way, it'll,
Suspend
I don't think-
operation any section or
Doesn't
sections
look
of
right
the
at the
board
end, because
policy.
you're talking about law and contract at the end.
yeah.
Yeah.
That wording is okay with me.
Okay.
Or, go back
It's
to
okay
that.
with you.
Yeah, it's
May
fine.
suspend
You can live with it, right?
For the length.
Okay,
of that meeting only.
As long as it's just clear that there's a
Yeah.
time limit on it.
Yeah,
all right.
Right. Then back into the operation of any section. Okay.
And then we leave the rest of it, a
Uh-huh.
proposal
Yeah.
for such change, all over the rest of that statement?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it seems a little weird to me that,
if it's an emergency, we're gonna get it in writing, yeah, but,
yeah, okay, you gotta put it on the agenda. First you have to
Right.
move to put it on the agenda. Okay, I got it. I'm on to 11. And that goes with 10. I was just saying, if it wasn't on the agenda, you can put it on the agenda.
if there's a unanimous vote, and if it goes along with Freedom of Information Act. Well, how can it go along with Freedom of Information
It's not
Act
on
if
the
it wasn't
agenda.
on the agenda?
I was not at this meeting where this.
I am not
I
an
think there's
expert
a-
on FOIA. so-
Emergency.
Right.
Emergency and accident circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
So, do we leave it?
And this is.
So then that's where, yeah, cause FOIA set, or, yeah, got it.
Okay.
Now I get why it makes sense.
It's an interesting question. What are we gonna do with it? Leave
I
it,
guess we'll leave it. Rachel?
leave it and argue it when we go
Yeah.
through.
Leave it and argue and.
I like number 12.
Yep.
Yep.
Number 13.
How are you gonna come up with a searchable database? You got software to do that?
Board Docs does, as
Board Docs does.
Board
I was
Docs
wondering if it did.
is a searchable, so
Okay.
the more that we get board members to use it and the more we put stuff in it, then we build the data up, then it becomes searchable. So we should be able to go back, as I go back and try to put the motions in correctly, you should be able to go and search Word and be able to go back.
So can we say after, we maintain online Word docs, close paren? That's
We
where it's
use
gonna
Board
be.
Docs now, but we might
Yeah,
not
might
use
be
Board
something
Docs in
in the
3
future.
years or
Right.
4 years.
Okay,
So that would be the only reason why I would
All right.
not Word.
good point. Okay, we're on to 13. This is our wording, so.
This is ours, and that came
Instead of are to be, should it be shall be? all board meetings shall be video, just to keep it consistent.
Yeah. I don't know,
To be or to be.
bad joke.
And under executive session, should it say shall vote to go into
Mhm.
executive session for reasons?
Yep.
The
You taught us to do
superintendent-
it.
I know, Rachel, you taught
Superintendent
us.
shall attend, or he
I'm
may
creating
attend?
little
He may.
monsters
He
out of
may.
it.
Oh,
I
okay,
think
so
it's
He
may.
needs permission.
So he
Right.
needs
Yeah.
permission to, he needs permission to attend executive session?
Per.
Well,
Except
Or
when
he
The
needs
board-
to be
the board
invited.
can block him out of the executive session.
Yeah.
So read the
But
rest of that.
otherwise, in his
If we're
contract,
That was
it's going to be
for
saying he is a
adjournment.
member unless it's,
So, right,
Unless we're discussing it.
right.
yeah. And that's what it says in here.
Mhm.
Okay,
Okay.
so that one's good. Number 2,
Yep.
yeah. Number 3 is good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shall on 4, the board
Yeah.
shall not
Yeah,
Number
vote. Maybe.
four, wait a minute, the board
The board shall not take a vote
shall
in executive session.
a vote may be taken in open? or-
I think that has to stay as
That's
may,
may.
because
Yeah,
sometimes
may.
we come out and don't
Yeah,
take it.
sometimes we
Yeah,
do,
right,
sometimes we don't.
yeah.
And my question for this is this the correct place section? While this is in the right chronologically makes sense section. Am I
Oh,
saying
the
it correctly?
electronic participation and
Um,
board meeting notification stuff?
Yeah,
So 14, 15, 16,
these were all the things that we were to add.
we moved them.
And so just add new numbers,
Mm.
Right.
So,
I think so. I think, you know, the fact that a member can or can't partake in a meeting is still part of governing.
Right. 15 might be a
Yeah.
little different, but
Board meeting notification. I'm trying to see where else it
the
would fit.
executive assistant will this and, or shall this and shall not.
so would that be under the roles
Officers' roles?
or
Yeah, I don't know where else it would fit. I'm looking at the table of contents for
Yeah,
DCs.
Which one are you questioning?
15,
Oh,
board
15.
meeting notifications.
talking
I
about.
think it still fits under GC 3, technically.
Doesn't hurt to have it there, I guess.
I mean, otherwise we have to create a new tab for
Under
the
it.
new GC.
Right.
Right,
Yeah,
can do, I mean, we can, if that's what you, we did some for other ones.
I don't think it's worth it,
no, not for this one.
Okay.
but we'll see what the rest of the board thinks.
On 14.1, electronic participation, so that,
Shall participate or no may.
Yeah,
may is fine, but should, that's an executive session also, right?
It's down here in number 4.
Yes.
It says
Okay,
executive session.
there it is, thank you.
And the second sentence in number 4 takes us off the hook for
No, that one really is,
liability.
that one
Okay.
is kind of worrisome to me.
There was much talk, as
There was
much talk about that. My position
And there was
was,
an AG opinion.
yeah,
Oh. I think we should put, I think they have to
Not an
prove
AG.
they're alone.
Gee.
I don't know.
It's hard, but it's hard
Ah.
for,
Yeah.
like,
Mhm.
how do you prove?
You
How do
just
you
tell
know
the
it's a
person
secure
sitting next
line?
to you to be quiet.
Right. Yeah, I know from my experience, we never allowed that, because if you were on a plane,
Was
even if
never
you had
allowed
earplugs, you
before.
couldn't guarantee it.
Yeah.
Was never allowed before.
But as long as it's not the board's responsibility, that was,
That, yeah, that's,
That's
I
why
wanted
it's-
that added in if we were going to allow it.
right.
And then leave it up to the discretion of those board members, because I don't think even though I'm all for people participating. I personally would not take that liability.
Yeah.
Yep. Billy's on the member.
And
We
just,
think, and we had that checked. I
Okay.
think Wendy checked it out.
number 4, I think that, don't we have to say, it is the responsibility of the board member to ensure security and confidentiality of his or her participation? It's a lack of parallelism there. You can't talk about a single board member and then say their participation.
Confidentiality of
Yeah.
his or her,
Yeah,
Yeah.
her participate there out.
yeah, because one's singular and one's plural, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Board member, singular,
Is
there,
singular.
and
there
there is, you know,
is plural.
there, as
Okay.
compared to, I thought, I'm just asking, I thought as compared to his or her.
Montague is not in English, so, and I know that.
No?
Okay, go with you. Okay, so we don't discuss 15 already.
Yeah.
Then we public comment at the Board of Education meeting.
So that is our policy,
This is-
just pull it straight,
Yep.
and it's
This
just
all
making sure
changed.
it's in the right place. That's where we want
Yeah.
it to be.
And I don't think we need to hack through it
No.
because
No.
the last
Every
policy
red-
committee already hacked through all this.
Yeah. And last thing? Oh, Rachel, you have some questions about it?
No, I'm reviewing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can tell it's interesting. Who's the board clerk?
That's her, that's,
Should we,
we call it, yeah, and there's, whatever it's called.
so can we use your title or whatever?
Yeah.
We don't have
Right.
technically a board clerk?
Yeah, how are we referring to you in other places, Robert? Executive assistant, the board's executive assistant.
Whatever is consistent.
Yeah. Her,
That person.
Well, we could just put Robin's name there.
Yeah.
She could never leave unless we passed a policy. It would take 3 readings for her to be able to leave. So we change it to D also, right?
yeah. I have a question on K when you get to that one. I think there's a knot in there that doesn't. That knot, because it says neither the board nor individuals will respond to speakers.
So
I
should
think
take the
that knot in there, does that make sense? Will not respond? I don't know. Tricia, you're the English person.
I'm not sure that I am.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't think the knot.
Take the knot out.
Yeah.
Because it's neither nor
Mhm.
will respond to speakers. not makes it a double negative, which means they can do it.
Right.
Somebody would get us on that one.
Yeah.
And did you say that, you're in that period there? Did you say that already? I'm sorry, I was reading.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Answers may be deferred, we're not answering it at all, so I'm not sure what, I'm still in that same thing. It says thus questions may be directed to the board, but answers may be deferred. Answers are always gonna be deferred, because
Yeah.
we can't respond.
I would,
Answers shall be deferred?
That second sentence needs a capitalization. K, the second sentence has to be capitalized. Neither,
oh, we're making that,
Neither the board nor individuals will respond to speakers.
is that a comma?
well, we thought it might be a comma, but
Looks like-
it can be either, I guess, right?
So do we want it to be?
I think it should be a period and then start
Capital?
on capital, yeah.
Mhm. Gosh, I don't know, you know, these questions, I would take that whole sentence out.
Well, this was from, did you guys, do you remember
Yeah,
what you had, okay.
Rachel was in there at that meeting.
Oh, wasn't I that one? I can tell just by reading the intro
What do you think, Rachel, about that last sentence?
on K.
Yeah.
Look, I think it's so open. Because it says, questions may be directed to the board, but answers may be deferred pending proper investigation and formal consideration or referred to the administration. What
We
does
don't
it even
respond.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
so, someone throws some questions at us.
They
Are we
always do.
Are we required to send a formal response to them? Like, but it's not
So let's
clear
we
by
take
that
that out.
sentence,
Yeah.
so
I think we should take that out.
if someone has a legitimate question, I would think that we would
Seems
do one or the
fine.
other, not leave it so vague.
Right, and then imagine they would get in touch with their rep.
Right.
Or
So-
that their rep hears it
Right, and
and
then,
takes action.
And follow up on it.
And all,
Yeah.
already says we won't respond.
right, so now this kind of sounds like,
Like we're going
That we
to.
are.
so just take
Yeah,
that
I
last
don't think
sentence
that's-
out?
Yeah.
So thus questions may be directed to the board, but may answer, all of that comes out.
Yeah.
That whole last sentence, yeah. Neither the board nor individuals will not respond to speakers. That
We
doesn't
took the
take
not
the-
out.
took that whole sentence out? Or
Oh,
did
we
you just
took
took
the
them
not,
out?
neither the board nor individuals
And you got-
will respond.
Probably you've got the clerk here,
Mhm.
right, okay.
Executive.
Should
this
it
one
be
would be
individual members?
Would be.
Maybe, should it be individual
The other
members
page, was it?
rather than individuals?
Yeah.
That might, let's add some clarity to that.
I'm sorry, Kathy, say it one more time?
Neither the board nor individual members will respond to speakers. David suggests adding members to individual to add some more clarity. Who are the individuals we're talking, you know?
Okay.
Is that board clerk again?
Yeah.
Can't we just say the board will not respond to speakers?
Yeah.
Well, there's
Instead
the
of
board.
talking, so who, talking about individual members of what? Individual board members or
Well,
individual
that's-
staff members? So can't we just say the board will not respond to speakers?
Yeah.
Because I don't know, I mean, there might be a time where Frank might jump up and say, I have to clear the record, I mean, you know, I don't,
That happens sometimes.
He, sometimes during his report,
His
he'll,
report.
yeah, 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 so we're
It's just not appropriate to get into a tit for tat,
Right,
I think.
right, so, but these are our board policies, so I mean,
Right,
the board will not respond to speakers.
I like that.
at the meeting.
Okay,
Let's put it at the meeting, because
Okay.
we
Yeah.
may respond later.
Or
At the meeting,
We might send,
during public comment.
yeah, during public comments,
to
Yeah.
speakers.
because we may respond.
At the meeting.
We're a little loose on implementation of this.
This Roman numeral 3 is redundant. I don't think it even needs to be on there.
No, I agree.
So just take that out.
Do we want to keep M? Within a reasonable time after a board meeting, the board chair or his/her designee will acknowledge all speakers in writing.
Well, don't we send them like a?
I do, I send them a, I mean, you know, I do, I
I
send
think
it.
it's good practice.
But and sometimes I get responses from the people and then I forward them to, you know, cause I write it on behalf of all, I shared it with everyone, got approval to send it. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess it's okay.
But does it
Well-
belong here, does it belong
Can I get
under
copies of
job
that?
responsibilities? Is that the vice chair or the secretary's job?
Well, it says the board chair
Anybody.
or
Anybody?
And one of the
designee,
officers.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
So, yeah, I think that also goes to that whole, part that we took out about questions directed to the board, blah, 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 being referred. If we make sure that we're sending something to all the people that spoke, and that is recognizing that they have had their opportunity to speak to us, blah, 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 and that's where follow-up can occur.
Well, it basically just says, dear person, on behalf of the Board of Education, we'd like to thank you for your comments at the February 4th meeting regarding
Thanks
such
for
and
yelling.
such. As a board, we value and appreciate your feedback. Best regards, Christina Quads, Kathy Robine, William Smith. That's what it says.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, okay.
What time is it?
Okay, so we'll keep that. Adherence to public, and I
We're
agree
gonna
with
have
Rachel.
another meeting.
Take out 3, yeah?
Word. When am I talking to everybody about this?
At the work
At
session
the work session on Saturday.
Not, no, next week,
Saturday, the
the
28th,
following,
Got it.
Next Saturday.
next Saturday, not this Saturday.
yeah,
Got it, got it.
yeah.
And we can certainly, kind of rehearse before that, go through it.
Yeah.
If you don't wanna do it,
Oh, no, I
that'd
totally
be
can.
fine, I just
I
think we'll be
don't
more
know.
productive.
And we'll all jump in.
Yeah, we'll all
Yeah.
help,
Yeah.
I'll be like,
yeah.
no problem.
But can we finish this one up?
Yeah, let's try to
before
finish
we
this
just
up.
finish
Second
this
This
one?
one up.
Adherence to public participation expectations.
Mm-mm. Got cough, Rachel Jones, uh-oh.
I don't know.
How do we prohibit them from speaking, I'm looking at B.
I am too.
4B, how do you prohibit somebody from speaking for 6 months?
You say it, and then if they show up to the next meeting, there's nothing you can do anyhow.
Right,
You
so
don't
do
call
we,
them, you don't,
Hmm?
call on their public comment,
Right.
because they have to be
Right.
acknowledged, so if they fill out a card, and
And
if
then
they
if
show.
they stand up and start disrupting the meeting, that's a violation of the law.
Mm. So you think we should keep those? Okay, all right.
The other part is the teacher dismissal hearing. You also
You already did
added
that.
to this, but I didn't know if this is where it should go.
Mm.
'Cause
It's under the title of board job
Board.
description.
Yeah,
So we're,
And this is part of our job.
It is.
okay. And this is all that we've had before, correct?
well, actually Wendy just changed it, so
Oh,
this is,
Wendy.
this is Wendy updating and changing the teacher dismissal hearing that was there previously. So she made minor changes, like instead of, stenographer, with recorder, and added some minor things in there.
Well, it says, the hearing officer will hire a reporter to take stenographic or stenotype notes.
Before it was the stenographer, and she changed it to
Oh,
recorder.
no, it doesn't say recorder.
Oh.
That's what I'm,
Well,
whatever.
They took out stenographer and put in reporter.
A reporter to take those kind of maybe
Yeah.
I don't know what that
stenotype
means.
notes can be
I
oral.
don't know what
can be-
stenotype means.
Okay.
In D, there's, the next to the last line in D, there's something wrong there. It says S but.
Oh. It's a cut and paste.
You see what I mean?
Yep.
Oh, yeah,
It just
Yeah.
jumped out.
Yep, yes button.
Spud.
yeah.
Yes button.
Or withdrawing the notice of suspension or
Dismissal.
dismissal, regardless.
Shall be short.
I don't know that regardless makes sense.
There was something before all that.
Yeah.
So what was in there before?
I think this if needs to go. Whether my otherwise presented shows good and just cause down here. If,
Whether the evidence
whether,
presents.
if, or just whether,
Just whether.
yeah.
All right, what was there in D? So in our policy 310, board.
Did you find it?
I have the original, I have to go get
Okay.
the one that Wendy made some changes and see if I read her changes correct.
Okay.
I'll just go on and let's talk about our
A
next.
next meeting, okay. All right.
We might have to shift some stuff between 2 and 3, but we'll deal with that next time.
Well, the next time I could meet is Wednesday afternoon or Thursday afternoon. Unless you guys, I'm supposed to be going to Florida, but we may be changing our plans. We can get out of our tennis camp reservation because it looks like it's gonna rain.
I have another board meeting Wednesday afternoon at 4:30. I'm open.
I've got a work call a standing work call every Wednesday at 10:30. And there's a town of Bluffton workshop
Okay.
all day that day, so.
Okay.
Tuesday, anybody on Tuesday?
I should be gone.
I'll be in Boise.
You'll be in Boise. And you should be going.
I may be able to call in if we did it late in the afternoon. I could probably work my schedule. I think could try and call in.
It's just you and me.
Word, let me check. Tuesday the 25th?
Yes.
I can do pretty much any time after 12.
You name it. I'm open all afternoon.
Where will you be?
I will be in Florida unless we
Okay.
change our things, but
And you'll be
Same
moving, but
time
you're.
zone.
Well, I'll be in
I'm
the
in the same
airplane
time,
actually.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, we'll be flying home Tuesday afternoon.
And Molly will be sitting here taking this.
But I've got, Thursday up until 5:30 is free.
This Thursday?
No,
No.
next week.
Next, well, yeah, we wouldn't even have time for next Thursday, the 27th.
Yeah.
That might actually be better for me.
can do it, I have the same plan.
Yeah, I'm wide open on Thursday.
All right, what time? 2?
I have
works?
kids at 2.
Oh,
Okay.
I can call
3.
in. I mean, I can certainly call in, I just have to pick them up, I gotta be in the couple line.
But what about the morning? If we're
Morning.
wide, I'm wide.
Morning Thursday, anytime after 9, I'm good.
okay.
10,
Time's good.
all right.
As long as we're keeping it to 2 hours, right?
Yep.
Cool.
10 to
All
12.
right, 7th at 10,
Mhm.
and then we'll go over and decide how much we have for the work session.
Meeting here?
Yeah.
All right, what would be our homework?
If you all could take,
Crosswalk?
the crosswalk, the things I haven't read, and tell me what they are, what we should, where they should go. And then I will email you the rest of, before I leave on Thursday, you'll have, I'll email you a new one, so that you all can go through this packet with all the changes, and then you all just, will go through and make the changes.
Yep, that'll be our last opportunity.
You know, Molly and Wendy will take the changes on Thursday, and then on Friday, we'll make those adjustments and print out a new one for the board on Saturday.
Okay. And so we go over our game plan on Thursday, the 27th.
And I'll send the safety security stuff that I sent to you 3, I'll send it to Robin
So that I can
And
incorporate
in
it.
I already
draft
sent
form.
it.
I think I said like where
I
to
think
put
I
it, but
saw
I'll
it.
send it.
I already sent it,
Oh, you sent it to her?
Yeah,
Okay,
David,
cool.
I saw something that says.
because I
typed
saw
up
agree,
those-
I thought, I just sent it to her.
Yeah.
And then we can.
Did you see some of the questions I
saw your
had?
question.
Yeah, so we'll go over those.
Go over those, okay.
Cause that's like a whole new ball of wax. That section,
Oh, yeah.
so.
No, I thought that was great, and I also thought maybe even putting in some of where that came from. You know,
Yeah.
citing the source
Mhm.
would be really strong.
Yeah, I think so too.
All right, so homework is to go over the questionable red parts.
The questionable red parts, you will have a new draft thing
New draft,
with the
and
changes and the OEs and everything that I have. So they will
anything,
get to you on Thursday.
anything we can do to move forward and,
Yeah.
you know, review them ahead of time.
Kind of like we were just doing now, review the things in
Yep,
black.
Yeah,
also.
anything we can do to get, whether we
Yeah.
can get the typos and stuff, and
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'll help us when we get together,
okay.
I think.
I think so too.
I think that might be gone, but I'm
Is
not, yeah, I'm not quite sure. I think that whole regardless,
It's like
Yeah, there was-
I
there's
trying to
something about
read.
the 30-day needs to be in there, but
Yeah, because here's the original, well, you saw the original, and then here's her, and so I'm not
Yeah.
really,
the board, okay. She has this may not operate or extend the 30-day limit in which the board shall ensure in which the board shall issue the decision affirming or withdrawing the notice of suspension or dismissal. I think this is gone, because it's talking about the 30 days.
Okay, so we're
Yep,
gonna,
are we adjourning?
motion to adjourn.
Second?
All right, we're adjourned.
Word.